Well, good afternoon. My name is Brother Jake Fry from here at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Humboldt, Tennessee, and we're just so thankful that you have tuned in with us for our midweek word for this week. I never thought that I would be making videos, particularly about the coronavirus for the first month of my ministry here, but I do believe that God has sovereignly planned that out, and I'm thankful to be your pastor. And the point of these videos is really to reach out to those watching, just to give us a word for each week from the Lord, just to help us get through the middle of the week, and just to meet us where we are. And so I know for the last few videos, and maybe even for the next few videos, we'll be talking about the coronavirus quite a bit, but that's just because that's where we are right now. And as soon as this passes over, we'll go into some other things that I'm looking forward to. But right now, this is where we are, and we're having to deal with trials. And I know some of you are dealing with having to be at home alone, or home with your spouse, and some of you are wishing you were alone. But the fact of the matter is, it's difficult right now, and we're having to stay at home and not get out as much. Everyone I have talked to has said that they are excited to get back to church, and I am too. I'm looking forward to that so much. But I want to encourage us not to rush through this time that we've been given, because even though it is difficult and it is a struggle, and we're nervous that some of our family could get sick or that we could get sick, this is also a gift. It's something that I believe will come up later on once we see the Lord in eternity. And I want to talk to you about that just for a minute out of the book of 1 Peter. Now, for those of you who have known me since I have begun preaching, you'll know this is one of my favorite passages. I've preached this passage before, and it has really just brought me through a lot of pain that I have dealt with personally in the past, a lot of depression. And so I just want to share it with you, and I hope that it will give you the motivation and the encouragement you need from the Lord today. So 1 Peter chapter 1, and we'll read verses 3 through 7. Listen to the words of the Lord. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to His great mercy, He has caused us to be born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you, who by God's power are being guarded through faith for salvation ready to be revealed in the last time. In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So Peter is writing to people who are going through great suffering, and the whole book of 1 Peter is about joining in with the sufferings of Christ and knowing that Christ suffered as well, and His people are going to suffer. And Peter is writing to people who are dealing with very serious issues, and many of their family members and friends are being persecuted because of their Christian belief. And so as we read this, let's just recognize that Peter is writing to people who are going through much worse things than what you and I are going through right now, or at least what many of us are going through right now. So if this truth is applicable to them, it's definitely applicable to what we're going through now. But notice the first thing that he says is to give God the glory. So I just want to ask you, have you given God the glory since you have been in the middle of this coronavirus? Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. But notice he says that there are some things that are for sure. There are some things that are unchanging. So no matter what comes ahead of us, whether I get sick with the coronavirus, whether things fall apart, where the world falls apart, I don't even have to live. But the truth of the matter is there are some things that are set, that are not going to change. My salvation is not going to change. The fact that I've been born again is not going to change. The fact that Jesus Christ is resurrected from the dead is not going to change. The fact that I have an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, unfading, and that it's kept in heaven for me is not going to change. And the reason that those things are not going to change is because it is God Himself who is holding those things. Verse 5 says, who by God's power are being guarded through faith for salvation ready to be revealed in the last time. So God is controlling all these things, and God is holding and keeping His people, even though it seems like everything else may be falling apart around you. And maybe you have issues on top of the coronavirus. You have things that were going on before all this happened, and you're going through a great trial right now. Well, notice that we're going to be have a salvation revealed to us in the last time. Not all things are revealed to us just yet. We don't know why all these things are happening. We don't have to know why all these things are happening. But notice, we rejoice that we have all of these things that will be unchanging. We rejoice in that, though now for a little while, if necessary, we'll be tried by various trials. You know, Peter uses the illustration here with the refinement of gold. And I would encourage you, if you're bored, you're looking for something to read, go read how gold is refined. And what you'll see is that gold is oftentimes put through great, intense heat in order to be refined. And when it's put under a great amount of pressure and a great amount of heat, all of the impurities come to the top and they're able to be taken out. And what results is pure gold. And what Peter says here is that our faith is more precious than gold. So yes, we are going to go through the fire. And because of those flames, we'll be purified because of them. So friends, this coronavirus that we're going through, some of the trials that you may be dealing with that no one else knows about, God is going to use that for His glory and for your good. And the goal is this, to make us more and more like Jesus. And so I know in my own life I've been through certain trials, through flames of refinement. And when I've come out on the other side, did I enjoy the pain that I experienced? No. But I wouldn't trade anything for how much closer I was to God. You see, God is making us into something more beautiful than we could ever experience. And sometimes He has to use fire to do that. And you'll notice that at the end of this, at the end of verse 7, it says that our faith is more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire. Watch this. May be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. What a privilege then to be able to suffer these things and know that when we stand before God, if we've given our life to Jesus Christ, that all of these trials that we've experienced, everything that we're dealing with right now, if we'll just give it to God and let Him use it to make us more like Jesus, all of these things will result to the praise and honor and glory of Jesus Christ. I don't know about you folks, but that sounds like good news to me, and that's enough to keep me going. So friends, I just want to encourage you, let you know I'm thinking about you and praying for you. And remember, God's still in control. Nothing has changed. And God is going to be in control after this coronavirus passes. This has been your midweek word from Brother Jake Fry at Emmanuel Baptist Church. Let me encourage you to go like us on Facebook. Join us on Sunday mornings for our worship services. And to you members, we'll be communicating with you as much as possible to let you know when we will be able to worship together again. Thank you, and I hope you have a good week.